Hello my dear students. Today we are going to start with a new topic, that is congruences. It is a very interesting topic and used in many examples that are asked in your competitive exams as well. Let n be a fixed positive integer. So you should have a fixed positive integer first of all in order to understand this definition. um, then an integer is said to be congruent to b modulo n. A integer a is said to be congruent to b modulo n. So congruences is a concept where we need three integers, out of which one integer is fixed. I mean n is fixed, okay, and you are having the other two integers a and b. So we say that a is congruent to b modulo n. Modulo n, you can say that this n is a divisor. So n plays the role of divisor, okay. So we say a is congruent to b modulo n. Whenever we say modulo n, means n is a divisor if and only if a minus b is divisible by n. म्हणजे जर a आणि b चं जे सबट्रॅक्शन आहे, a minus b म्हणा किंवा b minus a, doesn't matter. So if a minus b is divisible by n, then we say that a is congruent to b modulo n. And when a is congruent to b modulo n, it is denoted by somewhat like this, okay. So when a is congruent to b modulo n, it is denoted by somewhat like this, okay. So you can see here, this is the notation that we are going to use, and it is a very beautiful notation. If you observe on the left hand side of the notation, you are having a, then this is a congruence sign. It is called as congruence. You can see that it is three horizontal lines are there. Then you are having your second integer, that is b, and the integer by which you are dividing, that is present over here n, and modulo in short is denoted by mod, okay. So thus you can sum up the definition in only 4 to 5 words, and thus a is congruent to b modulo n if and only if a minus b is divisible by n. I mean, whenever you say a is congruent to b modulo n, then you can say that a minus b will be divisible by n. In other words, a minus b is divisible by n means what? That is nothing but what? N divides a minus b, okay. It is same as what? N divides a minus b. Now let us discuss some examples, then you will get the idea. Now you already know few examples where you know many examples actually. So let us say 5 is dividing, let me say, 50. You already know that 5 is dividing 50, right? But how can you write it? That is nothing but what? It can be written as, so the point is you write this 50 as a subtraction of two integers, okay. So how can this 50 can be written as subtraction of two integers? You can write it as 55 minus 5, isn't it? There are many ways. You can write it as some 65 minus 15, or you can also write it as some 100 minus 50. Possible, right? Many ways are there. So just I will take 65 in picture, so you can write it as 65 minus 15, or yeah, okay, 65 minus 15. So so therefore what can you say? Therefore you can say that since 5 is dividing 65 minus 15, so 65 plays the role of a, 15 plays the role of b, and the number by which you are dividing plays the role of n. So you can say that 65 is congruent to 15 modulo 5. Isn't it interesting? Okay. So this is the first example that we have discussed, okay. Now you can now I'll go for the second example. Now let us think of let me say 29, okay. So 29 will be congruent to what? Modulo 5. This is the question. So we are interested in such a number over here, okay. So that 29 minus that number will be divisible by 5. I mean, we are thinking of what? 5 should divide 29 minus some number, and we are interested in that number. So that number If I think of 24, will 24 work? What will be 29 minus 24? So 29 minus 24 will be 5, and we know that 5 is dividing 5, so that works, right? So therefore you can say here I'll say this 29 is congruent to 24 modulo 5. Nice, right? Because 29 minus 24 is 5, you can see. Now it is not like that it will be 24 only, it can be some other number also. So can I think of 19, isn't it? So 29 is congruent to 19 modulo 5 also. Some of you might have thought about 19 also, because what is 29 minus 19? 29 minus 19 is 20, and you know that 20 or 10, I guess. 29 minus 19 is 10, and you can see that 5 is dividing 10, that is happening. Okay, so interesting. Now one can think of 29 is also congruent to 14 modulo 5. Why? Because 29 minus 14 is 15, and you can see that 5 is dividing 15. Now one can also think of this 29 is congruent to what? 9 modulo 5, because 29 minus 9 is 20, and 5 is dividing 20. Are you getting my point? So my point of interest is, I want a least positive integer over here. Okay, least positive integer satisfying this property. So if you observe the pattern, what I am doing actually, I am going on subtracting 5 each time. Means first of all I was having 24, then I have subtracted 5, I got 19. Again I subtracted 5, I got 14. Again I subtracted 5, I got 9. Now again I will subtract 5. So if I subtract 5 again, what I'll get? 29 is congruent to 4 modulo 5, and that is the least positive integer satisfying this condition, because if I subtract 5 again, I will go on the negative side, I will get minus 1, but I am not interested in that. What I am interested in, obviously 29 is also congruent to minus 1 modulo 5, this is also right. Okay, because 29 minus of minus 1, isn't it? Because since 5 divides what? 29 minus of minus 1, and 29, it will be 29 plus 1, that is nothing but what? 5 is dividing 30. So this is also right, no doubt about that. But I am interested in what? A positive integer, the least positive integer satisfying that condition, and in this case it is 4. Okay, and if you observe carefully, what is this 4? And this 4 is exactly nothing but what? If you try to divide this 29 by 5, what you are getting? 5 5s are 25, and what is the remainder? Remainder is 4, isn't it? So that exactly we are having. So if somebody asks you the question, okay, suppose they give you the number, for example, let me say, suppose they ask you, they give you, let me say 39, okay, is congruent to what modulo 6, suppose. So is there anything confusing over here? Immediately what you do in your mind, immediately you try to divide this 39 by 6 and just check what will be the remainder. You know that 6 6 the 36 you are having, and what is the remainder? 3. So immediately your answer is what? 39 is congruent to what? 3 modulo 6. And if you observe whether the basic definition is satisfying or not, is 6 dividing the subtraction of 39 and 3? Let us check that. So what is 39 minus 3? 36. Yes, so 6 is dividing 36, therefore 39 is congruent to 3 modulo 6. But it may have multiple answers. आता हे जे आन्सर आलेला आहे 3, यात तुम्ही जर 6 ॲड केला, still it is going to work. Now observe, in last example what I was doing, I was subtracting 5 every time, because our example was modulo 5. But over here, since our example is modulo 6, what you can do is, you can add 3, you can add 6 in 3, or you can subtract 6 from 3, still it is going to work. Is that okay? So if I try to add 6 in 3, what I'm going to get? So 39 will be congruent to what? 9 modulo 6. This is also going to work. You can check, because what is 39 minus 9? That is 30, and you know that 6 is dividing 30. Interesting, beautiful, right? Even you can subtract 6 from it. I mean, if you subtract 6 from 13, if you subtract 6 from 3, what you are going to get? Okay, so 3 minus 6, what it is? Minus 3. Okay, so the thing is, 39 is also congruent to minus 3 modulo 6, because this 6 is dividing 39 minus of minus 3, so it will be 39 plus 3, that is 42. So you can observe that 6 is dividing 42. So the point I would like to clear here is that your modulo number is important. So if you are going modulo 6, then whatever number you get here, if you add 6 in that, or if you subtract 6 in that, 6 from that, still it is working. Is that okay? In the last example you saw, whatever 4 you got, if you add 5 in that, and if you subtract 5 from that, still whatever congruence you are going to get, that is going to be true. Is that clear? So these are the simple examples on congruences. Now let us focus on a few remarks. Okay, so when you divide certain number by n, so I will say, if we divide a is an integer, by n, then remainder, I will call it as r, is the least positive integer such that a is congruent to r modulo n. Am I right? So if you add n or subtract n, still we will get, or I'll say still it works. Okay, is that okay? So this was our first remark. The second remark I would like to point to you is that I will explain it with the help of example. Now you know that 2 is dividing 6, isn't it? So 2 is dividing 6. So the question is, 6 is congruent to what modulo 2? Oh, I have already written that number. So 6 is congruent to what modulo 2? So the answer is simple. You simply divide 6 by 2 and you just check what remainder you are getting. So 2 3s are 6, and what is the remainder? The 0. So 6 will be congruent to what? 0 modulo 2. And the thing is, because this 6 can be written as 6 minus 0. What our definition is saying, that n divides a minus b if and only if a is congruent to b modulo n. So I want such type of thing in order to use this notation. Now since you know 2 is dividing 6, now how can you write 6? 6 minus 0. So you can see that I have written 2 divides 6 in terms of this notation, and therefore I can say that 6 will be congruent to 0 modulo 2 in this case. So in general, if n is dividing a, then a will be congruent to what? So I'll write here, n divides a if and only if, what can you say, a will be congruent to 0 modulo n. Isn't it an interesting note that we should know? Right? Now since this congruence concept is related to divisibility, let us try to recall the divisibility also. Okay, now whenever you say n divides a or a divides b, what is the meaning of that? Yeah, what is the meaning of it? A divides b means what? You say b is a multiple of a, that is b is equal to, you can write b is equal to ak for some k belonging to z. Now whenever you say n divides a, what is the meaning of it? N divides a means a can be written as multiple of n. So a will be equal to n multiplied by k for some k belonging to z. Is that fine to you? Okay, so always whatever number comes here in this we remember that comes on the left hand side. So whatever number is coming here that comes on the left hand side, आणि ज्या नंबर ने आपण भाग देतोय that comes on the right hand side. Okay, so this trick is only for the beginners. Whenever later on you master this divisibility concept, it will come automatically in your mind. Whenever you say a divides b, immediately try to think of an example. So you know 2 is dividing 4, so why this is happening? Or you know 2 is dividing 6, so why this is happening? Because 6 can be written as a multiple of 2, that is 6 can be written as 2 multiplied by 3. So you can see it is a multiple of 2 and therefore 2 is dividing 6. Now even you can say that 3 divides 6, this is also working because 6 is a multiple of 3 also, right? So whenever you go deep into the topic, then it becomes easier and easier. Okay, now let us learn few properties on congruences. Yes, okay, now let us begin with the proof. So just try to understand what is the theorem is saying. So first property is called as a reflexive property. So a is always congruent to a modulo n. I mean if you are going modulo 10, okay, and if you think any number in your mind, let us say I want 126, so 126 will be congruent to 126 modulo 10. This is the meaning. So there is no restriction on the number. Okay, so why it is happening actually? Because you already know that 10 is dividing 0. Okay, so in fact not 10, if you take any positive integer n, then n is going to divide 0. Okay, so because 0 can be written as n multiplied by 0. Okay, so it is very trivial. Okay, so n is always dividing 0 and that 0 can be written as, how can you write it, a minus a. So whenever you are having n divides a minus a, what can you say? A is congruent to a modulo n, and it is called as a reflexive property. Okay, so I'll say proof as n divides 0, that is nothing but what, n divides a minus a, therefore a is congruent to a modulo n. Okay, simple one. Now let us try the other one. So what is the second one saying is that जर a congruent to b modulo n असेल, जर तरचा प्रश्न आहे हा, जर a congruent to b modulo n असेल तर b congruent to a modulo n असतं. Beautiful, right? I mean we have already studied that this 29 is congruent to 4 modulo 5. Okay, so therefore this will imply that 4 will be congruent to 29 modulo 5. So the result is saying a is congruent to b modulo n is same as, it is same as, okay, saying b is congruent to a modulo n. Okay, that is what the result is saying. फक्त हा जर तरचा प्रश्न आहे, एक घडलं पाहिजे तर दुसरं घडेल. मग असं का बरं घडणार आहे? 4 congruent to 29 का असणार आहे? कारण की 4 minus 29 काय येणार आहे? minus 25, and you know that 5 divides minus 25. No issues with the minus sign, right? So this is the meaning of that. So let us prove it. So first of all मी काय गृहीत धरेल, मी म्हणेल let a is congruent to b modulo n. हे आपण गृहीत धरलंय आणि आता आपल्याला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे, b is congruent to a modulo n. ओके, सो टू प्रूव्ह b is congruent to a modulo n. आता b is congruent to a modulo n प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे, म्हणजे नक्की काय प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे, n divides b minus a. ओके, सो आपल्याकडे काय आहे, ॲक्च्युअली वी हॅव a is congruent to b modulo n. त्यामुळे आपल्याला काय म्हणता येणार आहे, therefore we can say that n is dividing a minus b. Now note one thing, we have already studied that जर a divides b असेल then a divides bc for any c. Okay, there is no restriction on this c. Okay, आता आपल्याकडे काय आहे की n divides a minus b आहे आणि आपल्याला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे, n divides b minus a. मग कशा प्रकारे हा रिझल्ट वापरता येईल जेणेकरून आपल्याला n divides b minus a भेटेल. आता आपल्याकडे n divides a minus b आहे म्हटल्यावर a minus b ला कशाने मल्टिप्लाय केल्यानंतर b minus a येईल. Did you get in your mind? It is nothing but minus 1. So since n is dividing a minus b, therefore n will divide a minus b multiplied by minus 1 also. This works. Okay, and therefore n will divide b minus a, and therefore this b is congruent to A modulo n, and that is what exactly we wanted to prove. Okay, now we will go for the third part. Now third is beautiful. सो तिसऱ्यामध्ये काय म्हटलंय, जर A कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू B असेल आणि जर B कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू C असेल तर A कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू C असतो, याला आपण म्हणत असतो ट्रान्झिटिव्ह. ओके, आता याचा अर्थ काय, आय विल टेल यू. फक्त एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा की दोन्हीकडे मॉड्युलो एनच आहे. इथे पण मॉड्युलो एन आहे आणि इथे पण मॉड्युलो एन आहे. ओके, सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू विथ द हेल्प ऑफ एक्झाम्पल. नाव सी हियर, let us say 29 is congruent to 24 modulo 5, since we have already studied it, and 24 is congruent to what, 4 modulo 5. Is it okay? Because if you divide 24 by 5, then the remainder is going to be 4. Okay, that is the reason. Okay, so 29 congruent to 24 आहे आणि 24 congruent to 4 आहे. So you can say this is A, this is B. See, this is B. Okay, and this is C. So A is congruent to B, B is congruent to C. So what can you say? This 29 will be congruent to what? This 4 modulo 5, and that is right, we already know, because if you divide 29 by 5 you will get the remainder to be 4. Okay, आता बघायला खूप सोपं वाटतंय, but this property is very important when the numbers are very big. Okay, so I'll write here, पहिल्यांदा आपण म्हणूया की A congruent to B modulo n गृहीत धरूया and B congruent to C modulo n गृहीत धरूया. आता A congruent to B modulo n आहे म्हणून काय म्हणता येईल, n will divide A minus B, आणि इकडे काय म्हणता येईल, n will divide B minus C. ओके, दिस इज बाय बेसिक डेफिनेशन, याला मी 1 म्हणतो वाटलंच. आणि आपल्याला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे, वी हॅव टू प्रूव्ह दॅट दिस n A is congruent to C modulo n. आता A is congruent to C modulo n प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे, म्हणजेच काय, n divides A minus C असं प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे. आता बघा, हे प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी आपल्याला एक प्रॉपर्टी वापरायची आहे, जी की मी इथे मेन्शन करतो. ओके, आपण ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ह केलंय, जर A डिवाइड्स B असेल आणि जर A डिवाइड्स C असेल तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे देन A डिवाइड्स B प्लस C. इनफॅक्ट A डिवाइड्स B मायनस C ऑल्सो इज दॅर. इनफॅक्ट A डिवाइड्स काय आहे, MB प्लस NC, असा तो रिझल्ट आहे फॉर एनी चॉईसेस ऑफ M and N. मग ह्या ठिकाणी बघा, आपल्याकडे N डिवाइड्स A मायनस B आहे आणि N डिवाइड्स B मायनस C आहे. मग याचा वापर करून आपल्याला N डिवाइड्स A मायनस C प्रूव्ह करता येईल का, बाय युजिंग दिस प्रॉपर्टी? Yes, how can you do it? Now since n is dividing A minus B, n is dividing B minus C, so n will divide addition of A minus B and B minus C. कारण की तोच हा रिझल्ट सांगतोय ना, A divides B आहे, A divides C आहे, तर काय होतंय, then it implies that A also divides the addition of B and C. So I will say since this n is dividing A minus B and n is dividing B minus C, therefore n will divide A minus B plus B minus C. So this B and B will get cancelled out, and therefore n will divide A minus C, and therefore A will be congruent to C modulo n, and that is what we wanted to prove. Very beautiful proof, right? Yeah. Now we will move towards next theorem. So in this theorem, A congruent to B modulo n दिलेला आहे आणि C congruent to D modulo n दिलेला आहे. आणि आपल्याला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे की जर दोन कॉन्ग्रुएन्सेस आपल्याकडे असतील तर त्यांची बेरीज घेतली तर चालते. दॅट इज वॉट द रिझल्ट सेइंग. सो सी, दोन बेरीज कशी घेणार आपण, लेफ्ट हँड साईडचे ॲड करायचे आणि हे राईट हँड साईडचे जे आहेत बी आणि डी ते ॲड करायचे आणि मॉड्युलो एन बघा ॲज इट इज आहे, हा त्याचा अर्थ आहे. दुसरी प्रॉपर्टी काय सांगते, जर एखादा कॉन्ग्रुएन्स आपल्याला असेल तर त्याला कोणत्याही नंबरने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर चालतं. म्हणजे ए कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू बी मॉड्युलो एन आहे ना, तर इथं काय केलंय, सी ने मल्टिप्लाय केलंय बघा, म्हणून ए सी कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू काय आहे, बी सी मॉड्युलो एन, हे कायम होल्ड होईल असा हा रिझल्ट सांगतोय. आणि तिसरा रिझल्ट काय सांगतोय, जर दोन कॉन्ग्रुएन्स आपल्याकडे असतील तर त्यांचं सबस्ट्रॅक्शन जरी घेतलं तरी चालतं. म्हणजे ए मायनस सी इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू काय, बी मायनस डी आहे. दिस आय लिव्ह यू फॉर होमवर्क बिकॉज आय एम गोइंग टू डू फर्स्ट अँड सेकंड वन. ओके, चला मग प्रूव्ह करूया. सो पहिल्यांदा मी गृहीत धरणार की let A is congruent to B modulo n and C is congruent to D modulo n. Therefore आपल्याला काय म्हणता येईल, n will divide a minus b and n will divide c minus d. आपल्याला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे, वी हॅव टू प्रूव्ह दिस a plus c is congruent to b plus d modulo n, म्हणजे बेरीज घेतली तर चालते. दॅट इज नथिंग बट आपल्याला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे, n डिवाइड्स a plus c मायनस वॉट b plus d. त्याला आपण काहीतरी स्टार म्हणूया. आता ह्या स्टारचा वापर करून आपल्याला हे प्रूव्ह करता येईल का असा प्रश्न आहे. कॅन यू थिंक हाऊ टू डू इट. बघा, जर मी मायनस साईन आत टाकली तर इथे काय येणार आहे, ए प्लस सी मायनस बी मायनस डी, isn't it? So I am having n divides a minus b, I am having n divides c minus d. मग याचा वापर करून मी म्हणू शकतो का n divides a plus c minus b plus d. Can you think? See, since n is dividing a minus b and n is dividing c minus d, so therefore n will divide a minus b plus c minus d. Is that okay? बेरीजला तर भाग जाईलच. That is nothing but what, therefore n will divide by simple adjustment. हा c मी इकडे टाकतो, मग आपल्याला हे कसं लिहिता येईल, n will divide a plus c आणि minus b minus d तिकडे टाकतो, and that is nothing but what, n divides a plus c minus b plus d. That is what we wanted to prove. प्रॉपर्टी कोणती वापरली, since a divides, किंवा दुसरे नोटेशन्स वापरू, a b c d, since e divides f and e divides h will imply e divides f plus h. Okay, so this property we have used. So that's it, and therefore a plus c will be congruent to what, b plus d modulo n, and that is what we wanted to prove. आता आपण काय करूया, सेकंड प्रूफकडे जाऊया. ओके, तर सेकंड प्रूफमध्ये आपल्याला काय दिलेलं आहे, a is congruent to b modulo n, that is nothing but what, n is dividing a minus b, याला मी स्टार म्हणतो आता. आणि ॲक्च्युली ठीक आहे, दिस इज फ्रॉम स्टार राईट, असं मी म्हणायला पाहिजे. या, आणि मला प्रूव्ह काय करायचं इथे, ए सी इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू बी सी मॉड्युलो एन, म्हणजे कॉन्ग्रुएन्सला जर एखाद्या इंटिजरने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तरी चालतं. दॅट इज नथिंग बट एन डिवाइड्स ए सी मायनस बी सी, दॅट इज वॉट आय हॅव टू प्रूव्ह. सो आपल्याकडं एन डिवाइड्स ए मायनस बी आहे. ओके, वी हॅव n divides a minus b, that is from star. ओके, सो याचा वापर करून आपल्याला n divides ac minus bc म्हणता येईल का. आता n divides ac minus bc म्हणजेच काय, दॅट इज n should divide a minus b outside c. ओके, आणि बघा याच्या आधीचं थेरम प्रूव्ह करतानाच मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं, जर n divides a minus b असेल तर ह्या a minus b ला कशाने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर चालतं. मग ह्या a minus b ला मी कशाने मल्टिप्लाय करू जेणेकरून मला हे भेटेल. I should multiply it by c, right? So therefore I will say n will divide a minus b multiplied by c. Which property? Since e divides f will imply e divides fh for any choice of h. Okay, and therefore n divides ac minus bc, and therefore this ac is congruent to bc modulo n, and that is what we wanted to prove. तर प्रश्न असा आहे की ह्या ज्या दोन प्रॉपर्टीज आपण प्रूव्ह केल्या आहे की त्या रिअल लाईफमध्ये कशा वापरायच्या. तिसरं तर होमवर्कला मी तुम्हाला दिलं आहे. तर बघा रिअल लाईफमध्ये कशा वापरता येईल. आपल्याला मगाशी माहीत होतं की 29 इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 24 मॉड्युलो 5. आता मी दुसरे नंबर्स घेतो, मी घेतो 62. सो 62 विल बी कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 2 मॉड्युलो 5. ओके, इफ यू डिवाइड 62 बाय 5 तुम्हाला काय भेटेल, रिमाइंडर 2 भेटेल. ओके, तर आपल्याला काय करता येईल, पहिली प्रॉपर्टी सांगते की दोन कॉन्ग्रुएन्सीज जर आपल्याकडे असेल, नोट दॅट दोन्ही मॉड्युलो 5 पाहिजे, म्हणजे मॉड्युलो एनएस पाहिजे, तर दोघांची बेरीज घेता येते. म्हणजे 29 प्लस 62 विल बी कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 24 प्लस 2, दॅट इज 26 मॉड्युलो 5. थोडंसं प्रिसाईज करतो, इथे 4 लिहितो. ओके, मग बेरीज काय येईल, 6 मॉड्युलो 5. सो 29 प्लस 62 काय येईल, 72, 82, 92, इट विल बी 91. So 91 is congruent to 6 modulo 5. Okay, so the question is it right or not? Let us check it. सो 91 कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 6 कधी असेल जर 5 ने 91 मायनस 6 ला भाग दिला तर 91 मायनस 6 काय येत आहे 85 and yes 5 is dividing 85 isn't it. So this is how you can use this first property in real life example. आणि तिसरी कशी वापरता येईल तर तिसरी सांगते की सबट्रॅक्शनला पण भाग जातो म्हणजे 29 minus 62 is going to be congruent to 4 minus 2 that is 2. okay आता 29 minus 62 काय येईल we have to go back right 52 42 32 I guess 33 yeah 33 okay minus 33 so minus 33 is congruent to 2 modulo 5 or not. This is the question and it is true because 5 divides minus 33 minus 2 that is nothing but minus 35. Isn't it interesting. okay and how can you use this second property. okay म्हणजे जर असं कॉन्ग्रुएन्स आपल्याकडे असेल तर ह्या कॉन्ग्रुएन्सला कशाने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर चालतं म्हणजे कोणत्याही इंटिजरने. मी 2 ने मल्टिप्लाय करून बघतो जर 2 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर काय येईल 58 is congruent to 8 modulo 5. Will this be true or not? This is the question. This will be true. What I had done, I have multiplied by 2. okay so this will be true if 5 divides 58 minus 8. Is it happening? Yes, because 5 is dividing 50. So therefore in this way you can use the second property in your real life problems. okay so now let us move towards this remark. So over here this is also interesting. So the property is saying जर तुमच्याकडे a congruent to b modulo n असेल आणि तर a raised to m congruent to b raised to m modulo n असतं. And this proof is very simple. Hint is you can use mathematical induction over here. okay first principle of mathematical induction. okay you try it on your own. okay obviously I am there to help you if you are not able to do it. okay सो मग याचं रिअल लाईफमध्ये उदाहरण द्यायचं म्हणजे काय छोटे नंबर्स घेतो म्हणजे समजण्यासाठी सोपं जाईल. ठीक आहे सो 6 is congruent to 1 modulo 5 because 6 minus 1 is 5 isn't it. So the theorem says then 6 square will be congruent to 1 square modulo 5. This will hold. So let us check. So 6 square is 36, 1 square is 1, modulo 5 आहे की नाही. So this will be true if 5 divides 36 minus 1. What is 36 minus 1? 35. 5 divides 35 आहे का? Yes. Understood the property? In fact, 6 raised to anything will be congruent to 1 raised to anything. I mean 6 raised to 100 will be congruent to 1 raised to 100 modulo 5. And this is the importance of this property because you don't know even what is 6 raised to 100. माहिती आहे का? It is a very big number. But you are damn sure that this 6 raised to 100 will be congruent to 1 modulo 5. Isn't it? Because 1 raised to 100 is 1. Try to find 6 raised to 100 on calcs. Okay, you will see how big the number is. I think that even the calcs will fail to find that number. But this is the importance of congruences. Okay, so we are knowing that the remainder is 1 if you divide 6 raised to 100 by 5. Actually 6 raised to 100 is congruent to 1 modulo 5 म्हणजेच काय तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की जर तुम्ही 6 raised to 100 ला जर 5 ने भाग दिलं तर रिमाइंडर काय येणार आहे 1 येणार आहे. दिस यू नो अँड दिस इज द व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग इफ यू कन्सिडर द नंबर थेरी. ओके सो नंबर थेरी इज अ कोर्स विच इज रिलेटेड टू नंबर्स आणि नंबर थेरीमध्ये ॲक्च्युली हा टॉपिक आहे कॉन्ग्रुएन्सेस जो की तुमच्या सिलेबसमध्ये इन्क्लूड केलेला आहे. आणि नंबर थेरी एक टोटली डिफरंट कोर्स आहे मॅथमॅटिक्समध्ये स्पेशल कोर्स आहे आणि ज्यात बऱ्याच जणांनी रिसर्च आणि PhD केलेली आहे आणि तो बऱ्याच जणांचा आवडीचा सब्जेक्ट असतो कारण की लगेच नंबर्स टाकून आपल्याला चेक करता येत आहे ना की प्रॉपर्टी ट्रू होते की फेल होते. आता मी तुम्हाला कसं एक्सप्लेन केलं नंबर्स घेऊनच एक्सप्लेन केलं अँड नंबर्स घेऊन जर आपण एखादी प्रॉपर्टी बघायला गेलो अँड यू अंडरस्टँड द मॅजिक ऑफ दॅट प्रॉपर्टी. ओके सो दॅट्स ऑल अबाउट दिस कॉन्ग्रुएन्सेस टॉपिक. सो from the next class onwards we are going to start with unit number 2 that is functions and equivalence relations. So we'll stop here. Thank you.